Hi, my name is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film, and also proud FENIX Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am thrilled to be speaking with Heath, an incredible artist, musician, creator. For more on Heath, you can read more about him right below this video. But in the meantime, here's a sneak peek at an original tune from Heath.
When the morning breaks, by the time that this takes to reach you, I'll be near you. When you come my way and I hesitate, searching for the light and the words to greet you, nice to meet you. And the drugs I put in my head, Lord, I've done it again. Did I mislead you?
Well, hello, Heath. How are you?
I'm great. How are you today, Will?
I'm doing great, and I'm so excited that the audience just got a little sneak peek of your tune, Darkness of Day. And I want to, before getting into that song, I want to know, Heath, when did you realize, because you have such an amazing, singular way of storytelling through your song. You got this folk thing going on, you got this ambient trance. I just want to close my eyes and be on a beach somewhere after listening to your songs. They're incredible. When did you realize that you had not only this knack for music, but for storytelling and songwriting?
Well, I come from a great line of storytellers. My grandmother and my mom, they could enthrall crowds with the stories of their life. And, I've lived a very interesting life. And the songs and the music and all that stuff, I write so many different genres and so many different styles. And I'm just an antenna for the energy that's around me. So depending on my environment, that's where the music comes from. And I'm the type of person that I can't sleep or eat or do anything till I get it out of me. And then once it's out, then I could enjoy it and listen to it. But it's started when I was a kid. I got a Generation X album, on vinyl back in the 70s, and I loved it and was like, that's what I want to do. And my best friend at the time and I both decided, yeah, that's what we're going to do. And here we are 40 something years later, and we're both still making music and still, helping other musicians. I produce a lot and I collaborate a lot and I do all sorts of different things with different entities, because that creative process is, the joy that I get out of life. And that's something that I continue to do when it hits me, when it strikes.
It really, what I get from you, Heath, even before speaking with you and just researching your amazing career and all of the types of art that you get out and out of your system, and thank goodness you do, is that you are truly a vessel. What I get from you is that you have this kind of like, how a psychic, they feel, entities and voices. I feel like as an artist, you, in whatever environment you're in, you somehow are able to not only get it out through song, but you're able to do it through your art, your photography, everything. That you literally have this arsenal of all artistic disciplines. I want to know, when did you realize that it wasn't just the songwriting, but there were other disciplines within your tool belt that you wanted to learn and get up and out of your system?
Well, in high school, I did a lot of painting, because art classes as electives, they could fill up your whole day if you wanted to. So I got really into that. My mom's an amazing artist. My grandmother, my great grandmother, they were all painters, and watching them, the relaxation that they would get from it, and that was where they derived the joy. And then a different type of joy they would get when people would look at it and appreciate it and be wowed and floored, because I grew up around creative people. So I just think everybody has that ability. Everybody does it. Not true. So when people see it and they appreciate it, it's a wonderful feeling. Then music, I'd always wanted to do it. And then my friends decided, hey, we have a band. You have really big hands. Here's the bass. Go home and practice it. And I did that for 8 hours straight, a couple days, and then said, hey guys, I'm ready to play with you. And then they're like, we've been playing for years. What are you doing? You know, it's like, you can't just come out of the gate that strong. So then it was get into the bands. Well, to fuel all the bands, you had to have a job. So I was a chef, and my food was very creative, very beautiful to look at, because I always thought, you know, you eat with your eyes first. So if it looks good, it's probably going to taste good. And that's just part of me. No matter what it is that I do, I try and do it in a way that expresses what I'm going through or what I'm dealing with, or the joy of it or the sadness of it. And those things aren't mutually exclusive. So that's why I play on so many different formats and so many different things. And I can never stop learning. I just love to bring in new information, translate it in my weird brain, and kick it back out to the world and say, hey, what do you think?
You know what, Heath, I love the fact that you have this childlike sense of curiosity and wonder. And as an artist, myself, performer for 25 years and now a director, I love meeting other artists who have that same sense of curiosity, always wanting to learn, but also knowing the power of true collaboration. And the song that the audience got a little sneak peek of is Darkness of Day, in which you collaborated with quite a few people, correct?
Yeah, and that started as we had one 3-second shot, and the lighting was just beautiful. And it's like, we got to keep going. We're going to keep doing this. So and this was back before Red Hook was Red Hook. And I was working at Dustin Yellen, and I was creating the glass sculptures and working on that process. That turned into Pioneer Works and a whole, I mean, you're talking now 50 artists that have a home in New York City and can make money being artists. And so I was always surrounded by this creativity, and my job's always been translator, so that people who aren't that creative can see it. And so when like my music or my videos or art can be viewed by a 3-year-old and understood, or a 100-year-old person and understood, and everybody in between gets something from it, whether it's a good or a bad, they can understand it, they can see it. And people who really listen to my music, they're like, you have no one genre. And you know, and I feel there's only 2 genres of music. There's good music, there's bad music. I try and make the good music. I've made my share of the bad music, but you guys and I share with get the good music.
But Heath, what an amazing example that you're not only giving to your family, part of your family legacy of creatives, but the world, in showing and not telling. The power of not putting yourself in a box, and the power of just expressing yourself as you best see fit. And at the same time, with your truth and vulnerability, you do it in a very relatable way. Again, whether it is through your music, your art, your painting, your love of food, your films, it's the fact that you are in more than most people I've ever met who consider themselves artists, an artist with a capital A.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And, you know, like the old saying goes, you know, writers write, artists create art, musicians make music. What you're doing is what you are. And so I try and do the things that I'm in love with, I'm in tune with, that I have a feeling for. And you get possessed by that bug that says you have to get it out there, you have to express it, and don't hold on to those things. And when you do that in the way that you're not trying to make it for a market, or you're not trying to publicize it. My big thing has been anonymity. It's like, no, keep it quiet. I don't want, you know, it's like, I can do that because I can express. And I am on this huge farm. I can yell to the top of my lungs and nobody can hear me. I can play my music as loud as I want whenever I get that feeling. And for me, you know, I have such a blessed life and such the ability to do what I want, when I want, how I want to do it. That's allowed me to know that no matter what I do, if you work hard at it, you will succeed. And for me, it's a testament because I do it all day, every day, up and down. And you can't do one thing your entire life and feel that satisfaction. So working with other artists, it's, you know, the medium of paint and acrylic and glass and all sorts of different mediums I've worked with inspire ideas. You know, like the video Darkness Today. The song I wrote on a guitar, I recorded it on my iMac with the built-in microphone, and we were listening to it at the studio. And then we always had cameras around and we're taking them around and filming stuff. And in that video, there's beautiful shots of, you know, Red Hook and it's snowy, dark day. It was a day it snowed 3 inches. And while I'm making the video, I'm sitting there playing the guitar, and you'll notice by the end of the video, I actually have snow building up on me. And that was one take. So it wasn't like, you know, I sat there and went, hey, go pile some snow on me. I literally sat out there in the cold playing this thing, and we're getting these shots. And that type of energy spurred me to make like 5 songs the next day, because they were just flowing out of me. And if you are that vessel for creativity, just allow yourself to have it. And you can always go back and retune it and refine it. But when you hear it for the first time, when you get the goosebumps, you know that somebody out there is going to understand that and feel that. And those people that aren't musical or aren't artistic or think that they're not artistic feel that vibe, and they feel the same energy that we feel creating it. And to me, that's one of the greatest gifts that you can give to somebody, is them feeling like I'm not alone. There's somebody out there that hears what I hear and sees what I see, and they're able to express it. And so for me, having that gift is the biggest blessing besides my daughter.
Well, Heath, I know that your daughter must be so proud of you, but also to have a dad like you to look up to, someone who, again, still has this childlike sense of possibility, wonder, play, and someone who is walking the walk of what it is to not only do their bliss, but do so with abandon. And I could speak to you forever. You're incredibly inspiring. You're aspiring, and you've activated ideas already within me. Call yourself maybe the artist whisperer. I don't know, but you got some energy force field around you, my friend, that is already giving me the confidence to go after a few project ideas that have been, you know, just ruminating in my mind. But in a time where people have felt isolated and alone now more than ever, perhaps in their lives, to have an artist like you on the planet is a blessing. And I'm so grateful for the time that you have taken to speak with me today.
Age, artists and bands struggle to make a living. In fact, only a small number of artists can live off their craft. For the 98% of artists that don't have the luxury of being signed to a label, it's tough. But artists deserve to live off their art. Wherever you are around the world, appreciation of music does not change. FENIX brings bands and their fans together, whilst allowing bands to properly monetize their passion. The FENIX app will directly connect bands and fans with no need for middlemen. We're utilizing the blockchain to give the power back to the artist once and for all. Join FENIX, join the change.